Welcome to Lancaster Community Television Station. I'm here with the one and only Alyssa Schriver, Penn Manor alumni, team captain, a woman that is very highly educated as she attends Penn State University. How are you doing, Alyssa?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be welcomed inside your family home and, of course, an opportunity to interview you. I understand you went to Penn Manor High School for education that was a lot of quality. And then, of course, you was a 3 or 4 sport star. Field hockey, track, basketball, and, of course, softball.
So Penn Manor definitely gave me a lot of opportunities, education-wise, extracurricular, sports, and allowed me to have a lot of opportunities, especially with sports, all the games we won, different trips we got to go on, education, and being able to take high-level courses as well.
Yeah, those high-level courses included honor classes and AP classes, which allowed you to earn credits towards college and saved you a lot of money. And when it came to field hockey, you were a winner of league, districts, and states. And that was an incredible team you had. And will you tell me about that team?
Yeah, so that was my senior year, obviously, and it was just a great experience and great season, especially because it was my first sport back from when I tore my ACL. So I was a little nervous at first, but we all had the same goal and we were all driven to win. And the best part was that season we went 28-0, so it's cool that nobody can really beat what we did. They could maybe tie it, but no one could do what we did.
I totally agree, because I remember when I first saw your newspaper, you wore the goggles, then you had your stick, and you was working with your teammates. There was a lot of tall girls on that team, and your parents were there cheering you on and keeping you motivated to continue on that journey as a positive student athlete. And of course, your brother Aaron was there as well. And for basketball, you had a positive achievement, and that was 1,000 points.
Yeah, so my main goal ever since I was in middle school, I guess, was to score 1,000 points, and both my parents pushed me towards that goal. The biggest thing was I was nervous, especially my senior year, because when I tore my ACL, I didn't think I was going to make that goal, but luckily I did. And one of the things that I remember that I guess were most important to me about it is that even when I was younger, I played basketball with different teammates. I got to play in New Jersey, York, Harrisburg girls, and I even played with some of the McCaskey girls when I was younger, even though I didn't go there. And some of my coaches were Coach Simpson, T. Myers, who was an alumna of McCaskey, and Gilbert Todd. And they actually all came to my 1,000-point game, even though they didn't have to. So that was, I guess, special to me that they came and they still supported me, even though I didn't go to their school, and it was years after we'd all stopped playing together.
They supported support. They invested in you, but more importantly, they cared about you genuinely, regardless of going to a different school district. And that connection always lives, because sports help build relationships, but also teach valuable lessons all year round. When you fall, you get back up. When you lose, you learn from the losses and look at the film and go back at it again. And you had very good teammates. You had Anaya Washington, Sarah Stackhouse, Jazzy Miller, Michaela Miller, and many others. And your teams weren't always star-studded. It was more about having that chemistry and unity and everyone playing together as one.
I think the biggest thing is being able to bring teams together of diverse people and learn how to work together, because everyone's different, everyone plays different, everyone practices different, but bring everyone together, I think, is the biggest goal, and creating those relationships.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw you, it was in the newspaper first, but it turns out our family knows each other going way back. And then I ended up finding out you related to Kobe and many other people. And it's a small world out here in Lancaster County.
Yeah, sure.
And I understand part of your role on these teams was being the team captain, where you provide the leadership, the motivation, and then you were still motivating people while you was going through your injury, and you made a comeback. And what you tell me about the role you played as a team captain?
I think the biggest role I played as a team captain not only was leadership, but being able to bring everyone else's experiences and their talents out. So that, because one person, especially in sports with teams, can't do it all. So I think the biggest thing is being able to get everyone together and keep everyone on check, especially for field hockey. We went a long period of time. People start to get tired. But we all stuck together and were able to achieve big goals.
Yeah, I played on some good teams as well for football. 8th grade year, I went undefeated at Gordon Middle School. That's back in Coastal Area School District. I had a good wrestling team. And the following year, I ended up meeting some good coaches at McCaskey. Matt Ortega, Mr. Camaro, George Savinsky, and many others. And I still got the relationships with those coaches and former teammates. And it's exciting that I look back on everything. Everyone brought something different to the team, whether it's speed, power, the enforcer, and of course the person who's all around a jack of all trades. And for you, you crossed the finish line at Penn Manor High School and graduating.
Yeah, so it was great to graduate. My biggest thing for graduating was just that it was time to move on to the next step.
Yeah, I remember looking back on those pictures. You were happy, you were excited that not only you get to graduate, you get to make your parents proud, your family proud. And it was held at Franklin and Marshall Gymnasium because you had a large student population of seniors that graduated. And that cap and gown picture is worth more than 1,000 words. And part of, your worth is making sure you're giving back, but at the same time, you got awarded a scholarship.
Yeah, so I'm a Millennium Scholar at Penn State, so I have a full ride all 4 years, which I was definitely thankful for. My mom cried when she found out. So that was a blessing, and we decided as a family to give back to Penn Manor because they gave so much to me, so I have a scholarship in my name at Penn Manor. And it's basically just to try to award those students that are similar to me, excelled in sports and excelled in academics, because I know how hard it is to do both. And we prioritize Attollo students because I was an Attollo student, and without them, I would definitely not have gotten the scholarship I got or be where I am today.
Yeah, to have a scholarship named after you is very honoring, humbling experience, but to give back tenfold and make sure the next, class of students have that same opportunity to apply for a scholarship, but for you to give it back personally, that's more meaningful because some people don't give back until they're successful or become great, but you did it in more, all right, this is my freshman year at Penn State, let's give back immediately. That way it's more memorable and living in the moment. May you tell me what your major is at Penn State?
So my major is biology with a focus in vertebrate physiology. Just with being in sports and everything I've gone through with surgery and stuff, I want to somehow work in the health field. So that's what I'm focused on. And then I'm planning right now to minor in anthropology.
That word anthropology is a big word in the dictionary. And I don't know what it means, but it means something. But your major is very key towards impacting a lot of people's lives here in America and the local community because everyone needs good health all year round. And some of that stuff depends on genetics, our habits of exercising, lifestyle choices, and of course having a strong immune system to fight off certain diseases and bacteria and germs. And of course, hygiene is key all year round. And people need help all year round because without good health, you don't produce wealth. And you have the support of your family members from friends, coaches, trainers, and of course your true friends. And all that support is very humbling for you to not only acknowledge them being in your corner, but also being there during your recovery process and into the next chapter of your life.
Yeah, so I'm definitely thankful for my family and friends. My parents have always been supportive, coached me, been at all my games. Even my brother went to all of my basketball games in high school, even though he could probably be doing better things. I do have a lot of really great friends. I have I like to surround myself with people that push me and have similar goals. So I know I have some friends that are already off living their life, and living their dreams, some that are still in school, and we push each other. Even at Penn Manor, I got close with coaches, I got close with staff members. Trainer Steve, he's not Trainer Steve anymore, he's the athletic director at Penn Manor, but he was always there not only when we needed help with injuries or just sports, but he was there for personal things, just to talk about school and life. But yeah, a lot of great people that helped me get where I am.
And for the future student athletes, what would be your advice to them to balance out being a student athlete?
First, I'm going to tell them it's hard, but to definitely focus on school first, because that's where you're going after sports. When sports are all done, what are you going to do? Work hard, put yourself in a lot of things. I'm thankful that I played sports my entire life, went to different tournaments, games, did school sports, and also did AAU, travel. So I would just give them advice to work hard, because you don't want to regret it when you're older.
I truly believe that is key advice, because you not only lived it, but you're entering the next chapter of your life where you're at Penn State and going into your junior year. And these kids, always looked up to you because you can see them in the crowds at your field hockey games, track and field events, and of course, any other activities you're involved with. And for you to not only live a positive lifestyle, but you're also giving them the blueprint on how to become a productive student athlete all year round. This is my interview with Alyssa Schriver, a former 3-sport student athlete at Penn Manor High School, now a junior at Penn State University. Thank you very much, Alyssa.
Thank you.